The following matchup is being played with History Maker Baseball Full Play, a big league baseball simulation board game, your own baseball legacy on your game table. This game is a property of Play Games LLC, copyright 2013, all rights reserved. Welcome to today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. In today's episode, we have a great matchup for you on hand as we present this MLB Memorable Game from April 26th of 2013 here in downtown Detroit at Comerica Park when Anibal Sanchez struck out a career-high 17 Braves batters. Can we try to repeat history? Well, let's see and find out as we have your probable starters for this game as Paul Maholm for Atlanta and Anibal Sanchez for Detroit, as we do see the Tigers about to take the field. But before we get to first pitch, let's have a little look back and let's have a little look and say thank you to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of MLB Memorable Games as part of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. We would like to take time to say thank you to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. This episode, first of all, is being brought to you by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. Hey, it's a blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its taste. But we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been cleaned. There's an itty-bitty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, the beer for folks who can't afford better. And by Doc Cola, the official cola drink of the Play Games community. Doc Cola uses finest ingredients to bring you that sugary blast of caffeine you've come to know and love. Twice the sugar and 3 times the caffeine of any other major. Doc Cola is sure to keep fired up from dawn till dusk. Take the Doc Cola challenge. See why our customers agree you'll never be able to wean yourself from a refreshing Doc Cola. And by Pizza Kingdom, the official pizza joint of the Play Games community. Pizza Kingdom, our signature New York style pizza, starts with crust. Then we layer on our homemade pizza sauce and load your pizza up with mounds of cheese. When it comes out of the oven, piping hot, golden brown, and ready for you to enjoy. Then we give the majestic culinary work of art to Mikey, our 16-year-old delivery driver who has responsible as a treat. Pizza Kingdom, it's sheer perfection. Left the store. And by Suncoast Capital Banks. At Suncoast Capital, we live by one simple rule of investing. When our clients win, we win. When our clients lose, we win. Suncoast Capital, you know we're going to get all of your money anyway. And by Rubicon Wireless. Why pay $200 a month for wireless service when you get 4 lines for just $25 a month? With our tin can plan, you can access our wireless network that covers at 25% of coast to coast between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4:30 a.m. Unlimited text and messaging those hours, of course. So why overpay for services you cannot live out? Rubicon Wireless. And we're just about it's about to get underway for this latest installment of MLB Memorable Games. This time we're coming at you from Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan, as we rewind the clock back to April 26th of 2013, as we are featuring Anibal Sanchez monstrous outing when he struck out a career high 17 Braves hitters as when the Tigers took on the Atlanta Braves. Can we try to repeat history? Well, let's find out together, shall we? Your starting pitching matchup is as follows. Anibal Sanchez will be the starting pitcher for Detroit, and Paul Maholm will be the pitcher for Atlanta. With that being said, this game is being played with History Maker Baseball Full Play, and the pawns are being, and to let you know who the current batter is, it'll be thanks to the pawns, with the orange one for the Tigers and this red one for the Atlanta Braves. With that being said, let's play ball from Detroit as we revisit this game, this historic game for Anibal Sanchez when he struck out 17 Braves hitters. We'll begin this game with a 2-2-3. Wild, no. Slugger or utility on Simmons. He is a semi-slugger. The decider dice says he's not. So therefore, that's going to be a base hit into left field, and active runner steals. Unfortunately, Andrelton Simmons is a semi-stoic runner, so we continue off the main chart for Dan Ugla. 1-3-4, gold catcher. The catcher for this game was Brian Pena. He's not gold. Champ on Ugla. He's not a champ, so therefore we got some outfield drama, folks. We roll off the chart with a 46. Left fielder iron. The left fielder in this game was Matt Tuiasosopo. We asked 46. Is he iron? He's a semi-iron. The decider dice says he's not. So therefore, makes a running grab at a hooking line drive for the lineout. L7. Mark it down in the scorebook, and that will be the first out of the inning, with Simmons still on at first for Justin Upton. And we will roll off the team chemistry chart. Yes, for the team chemistry chart with a 16. And it's going to read batting team dissonance. Unfortunately, throughout the entirety of the inaugural season for History Maker Baseball Express, for this season of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour, I'm playing it as everyone is taking no full advantage of harmonious or dissonant, so every team is played on a neutral playing field. So with that being said, 16, is the batting team dissonant? No. Therefore, that is going to be a base on balls. Runners advance one base, and that'll bring up Freddie Freeman off the main chart. 1-2-4. This could be Anibal Sanchez's chance here to get out of the inning here. 1-2-4. Control. Yes, sir. Sanchez has control, so that's going to be a ground out to short. That is going to be a 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning. And after a half inning of play, it's Braves nothing, and the Tigers are coming to bat in the bottom half of the first inning. One, 4-5. Struggler on Maholm. No. So therefore, that's going to be a ground out to first or third base. And I usually go by the batter's handiness. Since Jackson is a right-handed hitter, he will ground out to third base for the first out of the inning. Here's Torrey Hunter. 1-3-4. Gold catcher. The catcher in this game was Evan Gaddis. He is not gold. Champ on Hunter. 1-3-4. Yes. Champ on Hunter. No. Excuse me. So therefore, that's going to be some outfield drama. And we roll off the outfield drama chart for a 66. Is the right fielder iron? The right fielder in this game was Reed Johns. And let me just double check the box score here. And yes, he was. Reed Johnson was the right fielder. He is not an iron fielder, so therefore that is going to be a routine flyout. And there are two away in the inning. and that is going to bring up Miguel Cabrera off of the main chart. With a 1-1-2 flash on Mahalam. He's a semi-flash. The decider die says he is. It'll be a strikeout unless Miggy has a good eye. Unfortunately, Miguel Cabrera does not have a good eye, so therefore it will be a strikeout, and that'll be the first strikeout of the ball game. 1-2-3 inning from Mahalam, and after one inning of play, the score is a big fat goose egg between the Braves and the Tigers. We got a 4-5-6 to begin the second inning here at Comerica Park. Patient on Johnson. No, that'll be a fly out to center field, and that will bring us to the team chemistry chart. And once more, the teams are being treated as neutral. But we got a 13, and it will be pitching team harmony. And again, everyone is being treated as neutral. So therefore, it's going to be a single for Evan Gaddis to put the runner on at first base for B.J. Upton. And we go to the baseball right now chart of a 25. Hot batter. Well, this is his first plate appearance, so consider that he's not hot. So therefore, it'll be a liner down the first base line, fielded by the first baseman for a nice line out by the Prince. Prince Fielder is the first baseman from this game. The runners hold, and my goodness, folks, that could have been huge. Almost doubling off the runner on first. And man, oh man, so therefore we go to Juan Francisco off the main chart. 3-6-6. Pinch hitter? No way. Juan Francisco is not a pinch hitter. So therefore, it'll be a fly out to center field. And that is going to do it for the top half of the second. It's Braves nothing and the Tigers nothing. 1-2-6 on the Prince. Fresh on Mahalam. And again, I play it as 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh throughout this entirety of the History Maker Baseball Express hour. So in this case, we're still in the freshest innings. It will be a line out to second base. Here comes Victor Martinez with 1 out in the inning. 2-3-3. 2-3-3. Here we are. Ace or star on Mahalam? No, sir. Slugger? He is not. So, there's 4. It'll be a fly out to center field for the center fielder, B.J. Upton, who makes the catch as he's under it and tosses it back into the field of play. And that is going to bring up Johnny Peralta off the main chart. Yes, off the main chart. With a 1-2-2 workman, Mahalam is a semi-workman. The decider die says he is. Therefore, that is going to be a base hit. The Tigers' first hit of the game belongs to Johnny Peralta. And that is going to bring up Matt Tuiasosopo off of the main chart. 1, 2, yes, off the main chart. And we continue to roll on with a 1-2-5. Struggler, Patient on Tuiasosopo. He's a semi-patient. The decider die says he's not. So therefore, that is going to be a ground out to third base. And it looks like, unless he is a whiffer. And unfortunately, Matt Tuiasosopo is a whiffer. So therefore, that is going to be a strikeout to end the first 2 innings here in this ball game. So far, the Braves and Tigers are deadlocked in a zip-to-zip tie as we revisit Anibal Sanchez's historic game as he K'd 17 Braves hitters for a career high. Reed Johnson will be the batter as it will be a 4-5-6 to begin things here. Patient on Johnson. No. That is going to be a fly out to center, and that is going to bring out the team chemistry chart for Andrelton Simmons. And we are going to go there right now with a 34. And it will read batting team harmony. Unfortunately, everyone is being treated as neutral, so therefore it will be a ground out to third. And there are 2 away for Dan Ugla. Roll back on the main chart. With a 114 fresh, Anibal Sanchez is still considered fresh. So therefore, it will be a ground out to short. So far, nothing doing here for Sanchez in the strikeout department, but very, very soon, promise you that. Most of the strikeouts are coming from the Atlanta Braves pitching staff. We got to get some strikeouts here for the Tigers pitching staff. But after 2.5 innings of play, the score remains a zip-to-zip tie between the Braves and the Tigers. 366. Pinch hitter. Brian Pena is not a pinch hitter. That is going to be a flyout to get the first out of the inning out and underneath. And that is going to be Omar Infante's turn to take his turn at bat with a 5.56. Ace on Mahalam. No. Sad sack on Infante. No, sirree. That is going to be a double to right. He will lace a double down the right field line and into the corner. Extra bases for Infante. And he will get in there standing with a double to get things started here in the top half of the second inning. Here, or excuse me, in the bottom half of the third, I should say, here at Comerica Park in Detroit. We will roll on once more as Infante does not have these Sigma result. And on to Jackson's turn with a 1-1-3. Ace or dynamic? No way. Slugger? That is going to be a single to center unless Jackson is either a sat sack or a home run king. He is not. So therefore, that is going to be a single, but in runners at the corners for Torrey Hunter. 2-3-4. Runners on base, you bet. There's going to be some plate drama, folks. And let's see what we got. 24. Wild pitcher? No, Mahalam is not wild. So therefore, it'll be high and outside for ball 1. And we're going to go to the umpire check for runners on first and third. Let's see here. Here we are. And it's going to end up being a 23. Do we have a lenient umpire at first base? And it seems we do not. So therefore, batter rules safe at first on a very close play. Other umpires are going to rule the batter out at first. Runners advance 1 base. So therefore, the Braves will concede the run for the out. So therefore, it'll be runner at second base, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead thanks to Torrey Hunter's RBI ground out. And that is going to bring up the big man, Miguel Cabrera, off of the main chart. 156. Whiffer? No, sirree. Miguel Cabrera is not a whiffer. So therefore, that's going to be an outfield drama check. And it looks like we are going to have a 15. Left fielder gold. The left fielder is Justin Upton. He is a neutral fielder. So therefore, batter is going to lace a base hit into left field. So with a 1, runners advance 1 base on hits, 2 bases on doubles. So back at the middle and intersect into left field. So past the shortstop and into left field for a base hit. And my goodness, folks, the Tigers are really cooking now. Runners at the corners for Prince Fielder. And it looks like, yes, off of the team chemistry charts. 34. 34. Here we are. Batting team harmony. Well, again, we're not taking full advantage of which team is harmonious or which team is neutral. So therefore, it will be a ground out to third base. And my goodness, folks, the Tigers did a little bit of damage, but the Braves managed to limit that to a 1-0 lead. Could have been a 2-0 lead, but it is what it is. We head to the fourth here at Comerica Park with your score: Tigers 1 and the Braves nothing. Four, five, five. Let's see here. 4-5-5. Here we are. Flash on Sanchez. You better believe it. That's going to be a strikeout unless Upton has a good eye. He does not. There we go, folks. Sanchez is on the board with a strikeout of Justin Upton, and we continue to roll on for Freddie Freeman's turn on the main chart. 2-4-5. Hero. Freeman is not a hero, so therefore that is going to be a pop out to second base for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring out the baseball right now charts for Chris Johnson. We got a 55. Full count, batter steps back into the box, or excuse me, steps out of the box, timeout, play resumes, and we're going to use this decider die, and we're going to say this time decider die is going to be dot is going to be a strikeout, and a blank is going to be control. We'll take this decider die roll, and it seems Anibal Sanchez is going to get the strike 3 called on Chris Johnson, and he is not liking the call by the home plate umpire. That is 2 strikeouts now for Anibal Sanchez, and that is going to do it for the top half of the fourth. Your score is Tigers 1, Braves nothing. And we go back to the main chart to begin the top half of the fourth, or excuse me, the bottom half of the fourth, I should say, with a 1-2-4. Control. Mahalam is semi-control. The decider die says he does. So therefore, that is going to be a ground out to short, and that'll bring up Johnny Peralta off the main chart. 1-1-6. 1-1-6. Here we are. Fresh, and again, we're in the semi-freshness innings. Mahalam, according to the decider die, is still fresh. So therefore, he's going to get the strikeout on Johnny Peralta. And there are 2 away now in the top half, in the bottom half of the fourth, with the score Tigers 1 and the Braves nothing. We have a 2-2-6. Was the batter hit by the pitch? Unfortunately, he wasn't. Cleanup batter. Unfortunately, Tuiasa Sopo is not the cleanup batter. So therefore, it'll be a fly out to left field unless he is a whiffer. He is. So therefore, it will be another strikeout from Mahalam. And my goodness, folks, we're through 4 innings of play. Your score is Tigers 1 and the Braves nothing. In real life, the Tigers won this game 10-0. Don't think we're going to see that much of a chance here unless we bring in some substitutions here to keep the score right where it's at. But the Braves are doing a fine job of keeping the Tigers at bay as we head to the fifth. Your score is Tigers 1, Braves nothing. 1-4-5. 1-4-5. Here we are. Struggler. So therefore, it's going to be a ground out to either first or third base. And I usually go by the batter's handiness. So since he's a right-handed hitter, he will ground out to third base for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up B.J. Upton off the main chart. 4-5-6. That is going to read patient on Upton. No. That is going to be 4-5-6. Here we are. Fly out to the center fielder. In this case is Austin Jackson, and that is going to bring up team chemistry for Juan Francisco, and we continue to roll off of the team chemistry chart with an 11. Pitching team harmony. Well, again, no one is treated as harmonious or dissonant. Everyone is on a neutral playing field. So, excuse me. So therefore, excuse me. Therefore, it'll be a fence result, and it looks like Francisco is a semi-home run king. And it seems we have a 5. Oh, he is a home run king, semi-home run king, though. And it looks like I'm going to say this for right now. Please let me know in the comments if I should play this correct, if I played this correctly or not. Juan Francisco has semi-home run king. And I gotten a fence result. Since he's a home run king, does the decide or die come into play or not? I think it does. Since he is a home run king, or excuse me, since he's a semi-home run king, the decide or die says no, so the home run should not have counted since I rolled a 5. But instead, I'm going to play it right now as he has a home run king, record the run, and it's going to be a 1-1 tie here in the 5th inning of this ball game as Sanchez gives up his first run of the game. But please let me know if I've played this incorrectly or not. So therefore, we go back to the main chart for Reed Johnson. But please let me know in the comments if I played this correctly or not. For Juan Francisco's home run to tie the game. 355. Excuse me. Struggler or gilded? Unfortunately, Sanchez is not. Champ on Johnson? No. So therefore, that is going to end up being a ground out to second unless he is a whiffer. He's a semi-whiffer. The decider die says he is not. So therefore, it's going to be a ground out to second base, which will end the top half of the 5th, but not before damage was done. For right now, possibly, I'm going to say it for right now that Francisco hit the home run, and the game is tied up at 1-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. 1-2-4. Control on Mahalam. He's a semi-control pitcher. The decider die says he is. Therefore, that is going to be a ground out to short, and that'll bring up Omar Infante off the main chart. 1-1-2. Flash. Mahalam is a semi-flash pitcher. The decider die says he is. That's going to be a strikeout unless Infante has a good eye. In this case, he doesn't. So therefore, that is going to be a strikeout on Infante. And therefore, there are 2 gone here in a 1-1 tie here at Comerica Park between the Tigers and the Braves as we bring up Austin Jackson off the main chart. 3-4-6. Eager. Jackson's not eager. That's going to be a base on balls. Active steals. Jackson's not active. So that is going to put the runner on at first base for Torrey Hunter. And we're going to roll off team chemistry with a 45. Batting team harmony. Unfortunately, we're treating everybody as neutral. So therefore, it'll be a ground out to a choice of infielders. So that Torrey Hunter is going to ground out to the shortstop, and that'll take us to the 6th inning. But before we get there, let's have a little look at our Bitty Beer game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. And we are back at it here at Comerica Park with a 1-1 score between the Tigers and the Braves as we enter the top half of the sixth. And Anibal Sanchez is back out on the mound, and we are getting set to begin and resume play with a tied score at 1 between the Braves and the Tigers. We'll begin the top half of the sixth with a 1-3-4 gold catcher. Brian Pena is the catcher for this game. He is not gold. Champ on Simmons. He's not. So therefore, that's going to be some outfield drama happening. And we'll get to roll the 2d6 here with a 24. Yes, 24. Center fielder gold. The center fielder in this game was Austin Jackson for the Tigers. He is not gold. So therefore, ball slips through for a base hit for a single. So Simmons is on once more with a single, and that is going to bring up Dan Uggla off of the team chemistry chart. And again, everyone is being treated as neutral with a 26 batting team harmony. Again, everyone is neutral. So therefore, it'll be a ground out to second base, folks. And guess what? That is going to be, oh my goodness, that is going to end up being a fielder's choice on groundouts. So it'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice, eliminating Simmons. Uggla got down the line really fast, and he beat the throw for the umpire to say safe. So therefore, that is going to be the first out of the inning as Uggla goes to first base for Justin Upton. And we do see some action down in that Tiger bullpen just in case. 26. Yep, we're back on the main chart. With a 1-5-6, that is going to end up being whiffer on Upton. He's a semi-whiffer. The decider die says he is. Therefore, that is going to be another strikeout for Anibal Sanchez. With 2 gone, here's Freddie Freeman. 3-3-5. Wild. Sanchez is not wild. Sad sack on Freeman. He's not, so therefore that's going to be a single to right, stolen base, but Stoic holds. Freddie Freeman, since there's a runner already in front of him, it's going to be, 2 hits, I'm sorry. So it'll be first and third, not first and second, but there was a semi-stoic runner on at first. And Dan Uggla was on at first base. We'll say he wasn't, so he'll advance to third base. And it will be, of course, single to right plus a stolen base. But Freddie Freeman chose not to steal here. Instead, he will keep it up at first and third for Chris Johnson. And we'll roll off of the main chart here. With a 2-6-6. Runner on first is oh my word. Runner on first, that's Freddie Freeman. He got him at the dish. He got him at the bag. What a throw by Sanchez. He's like, you had a chance to steal, but you didn't. I'm going to get you out. So Chris Johnson will be the batter when we get to the 7th inning for the Braves. And my goodness, folks, that pickoff goes 1-3 on the putout. Man, oh man, oh man. So we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning with a 1-1 tie between the Braves and the Tigers. 1-3-4 gold catcher. The catcher for this game is Evan Gattis. He is not gold. Champ on Miguel Cabrera. He's a semi-champ. The decider die says he is not. So we got a little bit of outfield drama coming your way, folks. And we have a 45 center fielder gold. The center fielder for the Braves for this game was B.J. Upton. We ask, is he gold? He is not. So therefore, that is going to be another base hit for Miguel Cabrera. And we are going to go to the player experience charts as Miguel Cabrera reaches first base. And we do see the Braves pen starting to get loose, and a pitcher is already starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Braves. Excuse me. 66. There's the pitch. It's a drive to center field for a fence result. Prince Fielder is a slugger. 5 or 6, the Tigers are going to take the lead. What do we have here, folks? It is gone! Prince Fielder jolts one deep to center to the shrubbery and gone! 2-run jack for Prince Fielder gives the Tigers a 3-1 lead. Man, oh man, on the fence results. Wow. And that may do it for Paul Mahalam here at the end of the day. Or excuse me, he's nearing the end of the day. So with that being said, the Braves manager just popped out of the dugout and he is signaling to the pen he wants to bring in a right-hander. We'll see who that right-hander will be after we take this really quick timeout. It seems the Braves manager has decided to go with Anthony Vivaro as he has star, semi-flash, and semi-control for this at-bat against Victor Martinez. Vivaro will get the full extent use of the flash quality. So with that being said, Victor Martinez is now up at the dish off the main chart with the Tigers now leading the Braves 3-1. 3-4-5. Iron catcher. The catcher is Gaddis. He's a semi-iron. The decider die says he's not. Good eye. Victor Martinez does not have a good eye. So therefore, what a good bounce back. That is going to be a strikeout in the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Johnny Peralta. Oh, excuse me. Off of the baseball right now chart. And let's see what we got. 25. Hot batter. Well, again, Johnny Peralta is being treated as everyone is being treated as neutral. No one's taking full advantage of whoever's cold or was hot. So with that being said, what are we at? 25? Yeah, 25. Hot batter, no. So therefore, liner down the first base, liner down the baseline, fielded by the first baseman for a line out. So Freddie Freeman gets yet another batter to line out to him, and it's now 2 outs for Matt Tuiasosopo. 3-3-6. Acer dynamic on Vivaro. He's not. So, Satsac utility or patient on Tuiasosopo. He's a semi-utility batter. The decider die says he is. That is going to be a called third strike. And my goodness, folks, Anthony Vivaro comes out of the pen after the Tigers grab a hold onto the lead. The score is now Tigers 3, Braves 1 after Vivaro shuts down the Tigers after the Prince Fielder home run. We go to the 7th inning by the score of Tigers 3, Braves 1. Anibal Sanchez is back out on the mound with a 2-4-6. Control, you bet. Sanchez has control. Therefore, that is going to be a ground out as Chris Johnson was the batter when the runner Freeman got picked off of first base. We go to B.J. Upton's turn at the dish with a 2-2-3. Wild? No, Sanchez is not wild. Slugger or utility on Gaddis? Oh, I'm sorry, it's Evan Gaddis. I'm sorry. 2-2-3. Here we are. Slugger or utility on Gaddis? He's not. So therefore, that is going to be a base hit and active steals. Gaddis is not active. So therefore, that is going to put the runner on at first base. And no matter what, this will be Sanchez's last inning to see if he can shut down the Braves here in the 7th inning. We go to the main chart once more. Yes, main chart for BJ Upton's turn now at the dish. We have a 3-4-4 prospect. Sanchez is not a prospect. Patient on Upton. No way. That'll be a pop out to second base. That'll keep the runner at first base, and that'll bring up Juan Francisco, who homered his last time up. And let's see what he could do off of the 3-4-4. Yes, off the main chart. 3-4-6. Eager batter. Francisco is a semi-eager. The decider die says he's not. That is going to be a walk, and that is going to bring up team chemistry for Reed Johnson. So runners at first and second on the walk for Juan Francisco, and that'll bring up Reed Johnson. 35. Pitching team dissonant. Well, again, everyone is being treated as neutral. Excuse me. So therefore, 35. Here we are. That is going to be a ground out to short, and the crowd here at Comerica Park is giving Anibal Sanchez a nice standing ovation as we head to the stretch. The score is Tigers 3 and the Braves 1. And the fine folks, excuse me, and the fine folks here at Comerica Park sing a good chorus to take me out to the ball game, as well as a good rendition of God Bless America. And we are ready to resume action here in the bottom half of the seventh inning with the score Tigers 3, Braves 1, as we have Brian Pena's turn to bat off of the main chart. Excuse me. Yes, off of the main chart. And we have a 1-1-4. Fresh. Well, again, Anthony Bavaro is semi-fresh. The decider die says he is. So therefore, that is going to be a ground out to short, and that'll bring up Omar Infante off of the main chart. 3-3-5. Wild. Bavaro is not wild. Sad sack on Infante. No. So therefore, that's going to be a single to right and a stolen base. It looks like Omar Infante is going to get the single and get the stolen base because he's not stoic. And that'll bring up Austin Jackson. And it looks like the Braves are going to pitch to him with a runner on at second base. And let's see what we got. 1-2-6. Fresh. Well, again, we're in the semi-fresh. We're still in the relievers' semi-freshness innings. So therefore, Bavaro is not fresh. Sad sack on Jackson. No. That's going to be a single past second base. And it looks like Infante was the runner on at second. So therefore, it'll be runners at the corners for Torrey Hunter. Can he break this game wide open? As we go to the baseball right now chart. 34. Torrey Hunter. We ask, or Bavaro. We ask, do we have a cold batter? Unfortunately, we don't. So therefore, that is going to be a 34 cold batter. Here we are. Fly out to right field. Yes. 34 cold batter. No. So it'll be a fly out to right field. And with a runner on third base, with one out, that is probably going to be a sac fly and an RBI for Torrey Hunter. That is going to be out number 2. And the Tigers extend their lead 4-1 over the Atlanta Braves, thanks to a sac fly and an RBI from Torrey Hunter. We continue to roll off of the main chart for Miguel Cabrera. 135. Oh, it's going to be an unusual result. So we got a black 1. So it looks like on the black 1, that is... Oh, it's a ballpark check. Okay, so give me just 1 second here to grab the ballpark qualities for Comerica Park, and I will be right back. Time out. And we're back, and we're about set and ready to go for the roll of the die here. We have a 6. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 2-die roll. Sorry about that. 23. Here we go. Small ballpark. Well, guess what, folks? Comerica Park is not small, so therefore, it'll be a fly out to right field. And the Tigers cannot find. Miggy had a chance, but could not cash in here when it needed it, when the Tigers needed him most. So therefore, that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the 8th inning, and we do see a new pitcher trotting in for the pen for the Tigers. As your score is now Tigers 4, Braves 1, and we are going to head to the 8th after we take this really quick timeout. And it seems we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Tigers, as it will be Bruce Rondon going to be on the mound for the Tigers to wrap this up here for this game, as he will face off against Andrelton Simmons. And for this at bat against Simmons, Rondon will have the full extent use of the star quality. With that being said, let's resume play here in the top half of the 8th. The score is Tigers 4, Braves 1. 3-5-6. Same. When we say same, it's righty versus righty, lefty versus lefty. Since we have a righty versus righty matchup in Simmons versus Rondon, it will be a strikeout for the first out of the inning. So good job by the Tigers pitching staff to get Simmons out after he reached like 2 times already in this game. Oh my word. So therefore, we have 1 out, and we remain on the main chart for Dan Ugla. 2-5-6. Struggler. Rondon is not a struggler. Champer patient on Ugla. He's a semi-patient hitter. The decider die says he's not. We have a little bit of infield drama. Let's see what we got. 35. Third baseman Iron. And the third baseman for this game was Miguel Cabrera. And yes, he is Iron, unfortunately. Excuse me. So therefore, that is going to be not able to make the routine play. Ball rolls past him for a base hit into left field. Yes, for a base hit into left. So runner on at first, and we go to the team chemistry chart for J-Up, Justin Upton. 11, pitching team harmony. Well, again, everyone is being treated as neutral. So therefore, once again, it will be a fence result. He has semi-home run king. And again, this will be the same thing. We roll the black die here. It'll be... Oh, thank goodness it will be a fly out. So we'll say fly out to left center field. And it will say the center fielder will take charge and make the catch. Austin Jackson will make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning to preserve the 4-1 lead for the Tigers. With 2 gone in the inning, we have a 1-4-5. Struggler, no. So therefore, it's going to be a ground out to either first or third base, and we'll say it'll be a ground out to first base. The first baseman Freeman says the first baseman fielder says I got it. He tells Rondon to back off, and then that will do it for the top half of the 8th. Your score after 7.5 innings of play is Tigers 4 and the Braves 1. We have a 2-3-5 on fielder here, but we ask, is Vivaro a wild pitcher? He's not. Eager batter on fielder. No, that's going to be a ground out to second base unless he is patient. He's not. So therefore, it'll be a ground out to second base. First out has been taken care of, and that'll bring up Victor Martinez off of the main chart. 166. Workmen are gilded on Vivaro. No. Whiffer on Martinez. Nuh-uh. That is going to be a ground out to third base. 2 gone now, as we'll bring up the player experience check for Mr. Johnny Peralta. 12. Icon batter. You better believe it. Johnny Peralta is an icon batter. So therefore, we have draws on experience, launches a highlight reel blast to left field for a fence result. Johnny Peralta is a semi-slugger. What do we have here? 1. Oh, and it just missed shy of the wall. It'll bounce off it for a double. Oh, man. Johnny Peralta came so close to hitting one highlight reel of a home run out of the yard, but it just died on the warning track. It just died on the warning track. So therefore, we head to the main chart once more for Matt Tuiasosopo with a runner on at runner on at second base with a 1-2-4 control. Vivaro is a semi-control pitcher, and the decider die says he's not. Eager batter on Tuiasosopo. He's not. That is going to be a base on balls. Runners on first and second for Brian Pena, and it seems that the Tigers manager is going to bring on a pinch hitter for Infante if things turn out to if they go to Infante after Pena. So with that being said, we will roll for Brian Pena's turn off of the main 1-2-4. Yes, off the main chart. 3-4-4. Prospect on Vivaro. He's not. Patient on Pena. No. So therefore, that is going to be a pop out to second base. No need for the pinch hitter. We go to the 9th. Last call for the Braves. The Tigers lead it 4-1. Bruce Rondon is back out there on the mound with a 4.55. Flash. You better believe it, he has flash. So therefore, that is going to be a strikeout unless Chris Johnson has a good eye, which in this case, he does not. So therefore, that is going to be a strikeout by Chris Johnson. 1 gone in the inning. 1-1-2. Flash. Again, Rondon says yes. Gaddis does not have a good eye, so therefore 2 gone now in the inning. And the fans here at Comerica Park rise to their feet as they will have B.J. Upton to deal with. And it seems we have a 3-5-6. Same. Well, again, righty versus righty, lefty versus lefty. Guess what, folks? Bruce Rondon will strike out the side, and therefore the ball game is over. Your final score is Tigers 4, Braves 1. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode of MLB Memorable Games as we rewound the clock back to 2013, April 26, 2013 to be exact, when Anibal Sanchez struck out 17 batters as we tried to repeat history, but little to no avail. But at least hopefully you enjoyed today's episode of MLB Memorable Games featuring the 2013 Atlanta Braves and the 2013 Detroit Tigers. Well, never fear. Let's see what's coming up next time here on the History Maker Baseball Express Hour, as we are going to kick off our MLB Stars at the College Baseball World Series week, our 2-week special feature featuring featuring MLB stars who played at the College Baseball World Series, as we will feature our latest edition of Rivalry Night between the 2017 New York Yankees and the 2017 Cleveland Indians. Who will come on top of this matchup? Well, I guess you're going to have to tune in next time here on the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour, played with Full Play History Maker Baseball, a baseball league baseball simulation board game, your own baseball legacy on your game table. It is a property of Play Games LLC, copyright 2013, all rights reserved.